This is an NBC News special report.
Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our special news report on women's rights in Afghanistan. Today, I'm here with an expert in women's rights in Islam. We're going to discuss the past, present, and future for women in the region. I would like to ask our expert, Sabrine, what is the role of women in Islam and where does this all stem from in the Quran?
Well, according to the religion of Islam, the Prophet Muhammad is credited in the Quran with the founding idea that women are inferior to males. Muhammad cherished women, but he also imposed strict rules on them in the Quran, including the notion that females are lesser beings who should submit to men and exist only to keep the home tidy and bear children. His wife Khadija was the first to embrace Islam and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad imposed his wives impeccable conduct, which included fasting, prayer, abstinence, politeness, discretion, and obedience.
So how does this translate to Islamic societies like Afghanistan today? How do they practice this?
After marriage, the husband and wife have rights and obligations. It is obvious the superiority of the husband. He has the right to be physically aggressive. Men can also marry non-Muslim women, but women must marry a Muslim man. The purpose of a woman is only to procreate.
So I've heard that there's a great disparity in families between when they give birth to a son and to a daughter. Can you elaborate on this?
I can. Birth to a son is a great joy to the family, but a birth to a girl is less celebrated. Daughters are sold off to marriage as young as 12 years old for money.
This brings us to our main topic of discussion today, Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, the extreme Islamist group, the Taliban, is currently in control of the entire country. This group saw its first rise in 1994 following the Afghan Civil War. However, in 2001, when the United States invaded Afghanistan, this group was almost expelled. However, during this invasion and during this long 20-year war, the turbulence of competing supremacy saw women suffering from abduction, displacement, abuse, torture, rape, and slaughter. The United States was nearly successful in destroying the Taliban. However, following its rapid withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021, the Taliban managed to retake the country and now fully runs it. This saw a mass exodus of people leaving Afghanistan, and I will show some clips of that now. I would like to ask our expert, Sabrine, what does the Taliban takeover mean for women still in the country?
Well, since its takeover, the Taliban has brought back a Sharia law system that greatly discriminates against women. Women are barred from education and seeking employment. In public, women must wear full body coverings called burqas and are not allowed to leave their home without male guidance. This all stems from a strict and literal interpretation of the Quran.
Despite this aggressive crackdown on the rights of women in Afghanistan, many brave women are taking to the streets to protest for their liberties.
That's right. From August 2021 to January 2022, we have seen at least 10 mass protests in Afghanistan from both feminists and Islamic Democrats. However, these protests have been met with increasing levels of violence. Taliban members threatened, intimidated, and physically assaulted protesters using pepper spray and electric shock devices.
We have also seen mass arrests of journalists reporting on these protests. However, we have managed to find a few clips that we would like to share to our viewers. I would now like to ask our expert, what does the future for women in Afghanistan and the Islamic world as a whole hold? Is there any hope that the rights that were lost can be regained?
There are hopes that Muslim women's situation will get better. Mass media, traveling, and literature can lead to promote a different image for women in the way they exist. For example, emancipation movement started in Egypt and led to great outcomes. Muslim women stopped wearing veils at the same time, proving that in Islamic law, it does not say women must wear a veil. President Anwar el-Sadat's wife aimed to improve women's conditions. She improved women's education and involvement in politics. We have also seen early age marriages were restricted in Egypt, proving it is not impossible for progression in even heavily Islamic countries. The only real chance for full emancipation of Muslim women is to give them education and knowledge. In the Quran, the right to an education is an obligation. Islam doesn't allow any ambiguity, which means there's no difference in the creation of man and woman. They are both gifted with the same spirit.
Thank you. Well, this wraps up our special report on women in Afghanistan. Please tune in next time.